Vibhooti or ash is intrinsic to us in India. Agarbattis turn into ash. We apply vibhooti on our foreheads. Finally, we all end up as ash as well. Ash is common to our culture, but how many people have thought of using ash as a medium of art? Jujhar Iranna is one of India's top contemporary artists, and since the last decade, he's using ash to create highly acclaimed works of art. In this show, we're going to explore these works, and also another obsession of his, trees. This is our talk with me, Jujhar Singh. A very warm welcome to one of my favorite artists. Thank you very much for joining us in our talk.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm privileged to being here.
Your works are remarkable. Your works are all very different, but there's one common thread. They all convey a philosophical or social message.
It's what you're getting is something which is your experience, you know. So it's when you're getting a good experience, it's become a social message behind, you know, always, you know.
Let's begin by talking about one of your most important works, the egg-shaped womb called Garb. It's got metal in the inside, it's got 1-inch compacted ash on the outside. What are you trying to show over here, Iranna?
So this is basically, you know, the actually form and formless. Even whatever comes in this world, it goes into formless. Even as a human being, even animal, even trees, even nature, so everything has a time. It goes into mud, and again its come from the mud, you know. That's the idea. Yeah. It's, of course, it's an ash, you know. So that's why the ash is something which is, you know, it is the reflection for the society to trying to, whatever you are, you're going into an ash. And maybe you can take again become a form, is the recycle of the human birth and rebirth, you know, that's I'm trying to bring.
So you got an egg-shaped womb made of ash, so you're showing the cycle of birth and death.
Yes, it is, exactly, it is.
Iranna, all great works of art have multiple layers. You showed this particular work at the Kochi Biennale. It's a big work, 8.5 feet height, 12 feet width, but you put it inside a very tiny room. So the viewer is very close to the sculpture. He can almost touch it. And when you touch it, the ash falls on the floor, and by the end of the day, there's a circle of ash fallen on the floor. What are we trying to do over here?
The idea is something which is, you know, the moment you enter in room, exactly what you said, it hits your body, hits your head, and what is that? And you don't even make out what it is exactly. And it looks like a moon shape, it looks like a planet. And it's too monumental, and it is so strong, you know, the form itself is so strong. And the moment you see that shape, and it is, again, it's so fragile. The fragile is like even you touch also, it falls down. So
the figure may look imposing and solid, but it's actually fragile.
It's very fragile.
That's us.
Yeah, it's. I wanted to play with that, you know, the solitary, strong, monumental. Again, it's a fragile. There's two elements which is very, interestingly they act
this
each other.
This is the state of us human beings, actually.
So yeah, exactly. I mean,
and I believe you actually encourage your viewers to touch this work, touch the ash, let it fall off.
Somebody tempt to touch the work, they can. It is not restricted by not to touch. The moment they touch, it falls down. Again, one more, the reaction is created, and it has become a circle. The surrounding a circle, it's the whole day people will touch, you know.
The ash falls down and then is swept away.
That's the idea.
This is what happens to all of us.
Yeah.
We eventually become ash and swept
it away. And we pour into one Ganga also.
Let's now look at this work of yours, Loved Ash. You know, we love looking at the mirror, you know, we feel so important. But what does Iranna have to say about this?
See, the Loved Ash is basically let me explain about the material. The material which is, you know, it's a mirror. I created a mirror out of that, you know, standing mirror. And there is a vibhooti bricks. The vibhooti, again, it's ash bricks, you know, it's bhashma.
Your mirror doesn't have glass, it has blocks of ash in it.
Yes, it's an ash blocks only.
Yes.
So the idea is, which is, you know, suddenly when you see in front of your mirror, that's what reality, what you are. So,
or what you will be.
What you will be, and what you will think, you know, this is not remains.
So the body is important, but it's not the main thing. So you're trying to say that focus on the real thing as well, which is our inside.
Yes, yes, it is true. But body is basically to help to others. And sometimes, mirror has that's why I'm explaining about the little material. The mirror basically boosts your ego somehow, indirectly or back of your mind. The moment you are handsome, you are beautiful, it's the other hand, it's basically it's ego, and where it come from, this beauty? From your father and mother, not even yours. See how, anybody is beautiful, that doesn't mean because of you. You are something else. Your body is something else. Your body is borrowed by your father and mother. So not you. So it is somehow it's somewhere it is a realization for yourself. So I created that, the moment you get the surprise, surprise is that, you are ash. So I will just try to bring it back in every day, reminding, that's the idea behind loud ash. That's why I called it loud. You love so much for yourself, not you as a soul. You love your body, So it's two contrast word in love and ash. So that's why,
Similarly, you made a work, ethereal beauty, a carpet also made out of ash and painted on top of it. What are you trying to do over here?
Yeah, I use the almost similar material, which is the ash bricks, which is called vibhooti. Let me clear about that, why I'm using carpet. Carpet is basically, it's a witness. It's a witness of the time. Timing is like every day you walk down, you leave the marks. After so many years, that area is got to erased and deleted. And the carpet has become a witness of the whole. Even you praying, either walking, either meditating, the whole life, the carpet is a witness of the whole the experience. So then even that experience also doesn't remain. I created that carpet on the ash. That witness also doesn't mean, it doesn't exist.
So the carpet represents the witness.
Yeah.
And it's witnessing the whole play of people and life. And eventually the whole play of people and life goes away.
Yeah.
But the witness
doesn't
remains.
exist again. It is also not exist because it is an ash, top of the ash. The idea is to be,
so the witness also goes away eventually. Yeah. So all that remains is?
Ash, pregnancy, nothing more than that. So that's the idea.
Philosophically, what would remain is consciousness.
Yeah, exactly. It remains only consciousness.
How did you get this idea of doing the carpet like this?
Witnessing, where I'm talking is, when I was in Mexico, I visited, there was one place which is, 3,500 years old tree. There is not one, there is so many trees, I was wondering, I didn't look at that tree. It is look at like a witness. It look at like a mountain. It look at like a life. It look at like a God. It's totally different experience. Even I can't even hug, because the trunk itself is something around 30 diameter feet size, and it's still standing so strongly. And we just imagine, even today also there's a whole, the world, there is a violence, there is wars behind the money, behind the power, behind the land, behind the woman. But that tree witnessing all those generation, for 3,500 generation, how many wars must have been witnessed, how many generation has been witnessed. See, look at the tree is, I didn't look at as a tree. I was started creating a dialogue with that element and as a person. The same thing, which is get that experience, I try to bring that experience to be here. So
to a carpet. Because the carpet is also a great witness. Your work's almost goading people to ask some fundamental questions of life. Who am I?
Yes. Yeah.
What am I?
Exactly.
What is the purpose of this life?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what's really happening in your works.
Yeah, it is rising in my mind, Which, I was keep on questioning these questions, almost like 20, 30 years when I'm a childhood. What I am actually, who I am. Am I body, am I soul, am I nature, am I... you don't know anything about it, but it's very mystery. In the same way, the art is also, it's very mystery.
And these are in fact the fundamentally important questions, but very few people ask them and explore the answers.
Yes, it is. If somebody asking these questions for themselves, maybe they're better human being. They can be a better human being, because then you slowly started to cutting off your material life. Then you try to search. Search is very important, even as, why I'm talking this life and art, life is not away from the art, and art is not away from the life. These are all the one thing.
You're using ash for the last few years in your art, but you've actually been exposed to ash when you were very young.
When I was 3 years old, from that time also, I have been experienced that ash. But I didn't know about the meaning, I didn't know about what purpose. But today, I realized that.
How come you were exposed to it?
It was,
You're a Shivite.
Yes, I am a Shaivite, I am a Lingayat, which is come from
Karnataka.
Which
Yes.
I studied in Sarangmat, which is the everyday there is a practice, you have to pray. Yeah, it's a Gurukul, exactly. So every day you have to practice prayer, and you have to put that ash on your forehead. See, indirectly.
Along with your regular modern education.
Exactly.
Yes.
So it's indirectly, you putting every day on forehead, indirectly it is realization from your childhood, the ash. So today, that element for me is become an art piece to create a conscience in the society. So today I'm using the same material to give the right meaning, to tell to people that medium is become an important for me.
Let's complete your ash works now. Look at one more work. You made this long, winding work of incense. It's actually a verse from the Chandogya Upanishad, and the translation in English is, "This great being is endless and without any limit. It is a mass of consciousness only." Iranna, what are we trying to do over here?
See, this actually, I was trying to create a live sculpture, live burning sculpture. Every day I used to print that Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad, and I burn it. It's like if I used to burn one corner, the whole day, the end of the day, it's burnt the whole thing, and the whole day it's becoming the cycle. It was a morning, it was sandalwood powder, and in the evening it become an ash. And what the meaning is the Upanishad. The Upanishad, which is, what we believe and what we follow, somehow, it is also, the idea is back of mind is, it doesn't exist. It used to exist, and from here it doesn't exist. Morning it was existing, in the evening it doesn't exist. The larger thought is something which is, whatever you experienced, you take it, your life to 10,000 years back. What was it? 20,000 years back. What was it? Where is that Upanishad? There must have been some write-up 20,000 years back also. The whole universe is not only 20,000 years. It is endless. But in that case, it doesn't exist. Only your experiences exist in the whole day from morning to evening. That's why the consciousness is becoming. That's the idea I wanted to bring.
It could also be looked at this way, that this whole play of life, all the people and objects, including the Upanishads themselves, eventually get swept away. What remains is just the supreme witness, the consciousness only.
Exactly.
But how amazing the way you're able to mix high philosophy with art.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is experience. What we know. Everything is getting from your society. The philosophy is also get it from here only, and it is sometime you take a challenge to bring in idea into art.
Iranna, you're part of a family of artists. Your wife is Pooja Iranna. Your father-in-law is Rameshwar Bruta. Your mother-in-law is Shobha Bruta.
Yeah.
I hope you people talk about things other than art at the dining table.
I think we talk hardly about art much because you have a journey in your working studio. In my journey is in my studio. I am solving some problem. I am also challenging something. I am also getting into solve some mysteries, solve some confusion. So when in that case, I don't explain, I don't take answer for that from anybody, even either my artist family, either my any other family also, even my side also. So because you are alone has to deal with that. You have to deal with that single. Then you get the answer. When it comes into the project, like after my show, what you have seen in the last show in his past, after that show, I take the opinion and suggestions in that dining table, which happens, but not regularly. Anything which is happen like exhibition or any other show, like even Ash work in Cochin. So somehow, somebody was giving a comment on it. So they came to me and tell that he committed this line. Maybe this is what I also feel. What do you think? This type of conversation always happens, but not.
I believe your family are honest critics of yours.
Not regularly. Yes, I think my wife is very honest critic. She said whatever she feel. That's most important for me, because her honesty makes me learn more.
Iranna, let's look at some more works of yours now. One work, The Birth of Blindness. You've got these fiberglass figures.
Yeah.
They're blindfolded. Why is that?
Which was, I was influenced by so much violence, like badly, everywhere which is happening, even you keep on repeating the history, like name of religion, name of person, name of land or anything, whatever the reason. But think why
You're
it's happening.
critiquing violence in the name of religion.
Yes, it happens. It's not to today. We just keep on repeating history.
Who are these figures? Why are they blindfolded?
Basically, you're killing up innocence. I deeply realize that the person is killing also tempered. He is also becoming blind. It's somebody made him become violent. He's not took a birth as a violent
He's just
person.
blindly following something.
Exactly, where I'm trying to bring.
Yeah.
Nobody...
Without understanding what he's doing.
Nobody born as a terrorist.
Yeah.
Nobody born as a violent or killer or murderer.
It's like a blind following of
society created
tenets without really understanding them.
Society made him in this level.
But these figures are also on these carts-like contraptions.
Yeah.
Why is
so
that?
Again, I use the prayer posture, which is, all the religion, take any religion, everybody take that posture, which was trying to bring that, to surrendering yourself, to get to merge, whatever you see, I'm ready to do that order, that's surrendering. Again, that the cart is, especially you saw that the cart is that, the beggars use, especially in Mumbai, in old Hindi film also they used. So basically you are becoming helpless, you become handicapped from mind, and you're blind from your eyes.
It also makes me wonder whether it could also be a comment on the blind following of rituals rather than doing it, but with understanding. You, for example, used to put ash on your forehead, vibhooti, when you were young, but you slowly understood the symbolism behind it.
Yes.
The fact that, that we all temporary, that this is what we're going to become, you know?
Yeah, it's...
and therefore to value life and live a fruitful life.
Without knowing you doing and with knowing you are doing is totally two different things.
Let's look at this work of yours, Qawwals. You have these Qawwali singers who are very much deep into their Sufi music. Their faces, you've made it blurred. In fact, you put pockmarks over there. Why is that?
The blur faces, I don't want to make it to identify with who's the person and why the person. The mystery is always there. The
Qawwal's actually focusing and remembering the formless.
Yes.
So you're blurring out the forms.
It's blur.
So that the emphasis is on the formless.
Even the blurriness is something I represent, I bring that idea, which is whatever your thought process is going on, it's nothing crystal clear. It's always blur. Even today, now also I'm imagining something, it's always a little bit blur. I want to keep that rawness. I want to keep that blurriness.
I also now want to show viewers a video of an incredible work of yours, which you did at the Icon Gallery in New York. You were painting this tree over there, you were drawing this tree using charcoal, and then you were spraying water on it. Look at the effect. I mean, how beautiful. How did you get this idea?
See, I like to be drawing, from my childhood also, when I was, I think, fourth, fifth standard. So when my teacher used to teach on the blackboard and the small chalk piece is thrown away.
Yes.
And on the ground. I used, by the lunchtime, all my schoolmates also cross the tar road, and other side there was a garden. You used to have a lunch. So I used to take those chalk pieces and I used to draw every day on the black tar road. That chalk piece, used to create something, tree or peacock. Either sometime, I created a Hanuman. Whatever you feel, I used to create. So that practice come from there only. To anything, if I get in my hand, I draw. So the idea comes from, why can't I draw on my on the wall? And it's more interesting. And it's interestingly, if I put the water, if I draw there, it's keep on melting. It goes down. The whole act of 2-3 days act, which I created the drawing, so I enjoyed to just a process. If you take it away that process, the idea is something, life is like that. It's keep on melting. You creating your own self, it goes down.
You were enjoying the process.
Definitely, yeah.
And that's what's important in life, is what you're trying to convey.
Yeah,
enjoy the process, because the outcome may be whatever and it's temporary anyway.
Exactly. Your experience is more, the presence is more important.
Iranna, let's take a little break. When we come back, I'll ask you about where you want your art to take you personally and professionally. One of India's top contemporary artists, Jujhar Iranna, is with us. We'll be right back on Art Talk. Welcome back. You're watching Art Talk with me, Jujhar Singh. One of India's top contemporary artists, Jujhar Iranna, is with us. Iranna, what does art mean for you? What does art do for you?
For me, I think if I give 100% to myself through my art, that's my challenge. So it's a great success. It's all given by society. Maybe it goes, maybe it comes. But I believe in that, to where you have to be 100% what you think, and it will be presenting there. That's more task.
The process of art is more important for you than the outcome.
Yes, yeah.
Finally, where's your art leading you personally, inside of yourself?
To get into merge. Get into merge in your art. You are where you are, where you come from. That's the whole idea.
Iranna, absolutely fantastic talking to you. Thank you very much for joining us on Art Talk.
Thank you so much.